Or what's your advice to an engineer who's going to shift to industrial marketing, manufacturing, or industrial based? Consume as much of my content as possible about industrial marketing. I think that engineering, having a technical background is a good starting point to get really into anything in technical sales or industrial marketing. You may know the product, you may know the process that you do the best. You may be able to explain it, but can you explain it simplistically? Because LinkedIn advertising is so expensive, what percentage of your advertising budget do you think should be allocated to it versus Google Ads? It depends on what you're trying to go after. I would say if there is a decent amount of search volume behind it, you can go after the Google Ads to get those people searching. And I would test it out. Test it out for 30 days, spend $1,000, spend $1,500 and see, are you getting actual qualified leads? What can my company do to grow from regional customers to a larger or national scale? You have to focus on marketing to those people and trying to connect with those people that are outside of that area and doing it on platforms that they live. You can connect with people on LinkedIn and work them through your pipeline where you're trying to provide as much value as possible, sending them messages saying, hey, here's some articles we wrote, here's a video we shot, thought you get some value.
What is up, guys? I'm Kyle Mylan, and on today's show, you've got questions, and I'm here to answer them. So since we missed the Monday show because it's Memorial Day, we figured that we may as well do it because I know a lot of people get a lot of value out of these questions that we're answering. We've upgraded our show again, multiple cameras, new lights. I mean, we're just constantly building because you guys keep on being engaged with us. So because you're engaging with us, because we get feedback that you guys enjoy the content, we keep on trying to improve it and make it as good as physically possible. So stay tuned for future changes. As always, you can go over to the YouTube channel where we have over 250 videos where I specifically talk about technical sales, industrial marketing, all walks of it, whether it's starting out in sales, starting out in marketing, or what should I do with my existing budget. All that content's there, so please do subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get notified every single time that we post videos. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the questions. Quick reminder that you guys, anybody watching this live, leave your questions in the comment section below and we will answer them after we get through these ones that were previously sent in. And another reminder, send them into askkyle@mfgtribe.com and it puts us in the queue to add them to the weekly Monday shows. So let's jump into it, Lara.
All right. Do you work with companies that distribute or resell industrial products? How is the marketing different than other verticals?
Okay, so do we work with distributors, and how is it different? So we do work with distribution companies. We have in the past, and we currently do have distribution companies that are clients at MFG Tribe. So distribution companies are in a little bit of a different area. It is similar with a manufacturing service provider or a products company, but with the distribution side, if you're reselling stuff, you don't have control over the specific brand, right? So if you're distributing other people's products, other people's services, reselling stuff that they do, whether you're reselling software or industrial services or things like that, you can't control that company's own brand. You can't control the colors, you can't control the content that they produce, but what it does leave you to do is be the expert in your space for whatever it is that you're distributing. So you can still create all of your own content. You can still write articles. You can still shoot a ton of video. I would say that distributors have the advantage because you're distributing from multiple companies. You have a wide range, even if they're services, even if they're like SaaS products and software, you have a wide range of things that you can shoot because you have multiple brands. So you're not pigeonholed into this is my manufacturing service. I do machining, I do injection molding, something like that, and you're just pigeonholed into only shooting content about that or your company brand. You can be like, hey, today on Mondays we're going to talk about this software. On Tuesdays I'm going to talk about this other brand. You can split it up. You can go live multiple times a week You can create 5 new videos a week, but just focusing on different brands. I mean, I think that the distribution companies possibilities of creating content are far greater than a, let's say, traditional manufacturing or industrial company. But as far as the overall strategy, you still need to focus on the areas that matter and the areas that count. So you need to be making sure that your website, your SEO is getting those people that you want to be found to you. You still need to focus on email marketing as an aspect. You still need to be doing cold calls. You still need to be creating content, distributing it out through social, on LinkedIn. The specific execution is still the same. It's industrial, it's manufacturing. This is what works. This is what doesn't work. And so, sorry, I'm looking over at Nick. This is what works, this is what doesn't work. So this is what works right now. Still do that, but your creativity behind it, the ceiling's the limit, or the sky's the limit. There really is no limit to what you can do. I would love to work with a company where we had complete control over that creative, because there's so many things that we would bring to the table to be able to say, we're going to focus on different brands at different weeks. We're going to create campaigns around different brands, understanding do you have territory locks? Do you have territory restraints? Is there, how do you get your leads? Things like that. How do we blow this out to where you are the single source for all of these electrical products, industrial products, services, software to support manufacturing companies, engineering software, things like that. I would love to work with a company like that. So hopefully that answers the question. Back to Lara.
Okay.
As she's fumbling around.
How much communication should sales and marketing have at an industrial company?
All right. How much communication should sales and marketing have? So sales and marketing should be talking consistently and really be focusing together on the same strategy. I've had 2 calls in the last week where I specifically talked to prospects about this. And what it comes down to is us as a marketing agency, our goal is to increase revenue, right? And we do it by using methods of marketing traditionally. That gets brand awareness out there. It brings new people into the pipeline. It creates marketing qualified leads, or MQLs. But the real goal is you want to get into sales qualified leads, or SQLs. The only way to do that is for us. This is what I feel like separates us from a lot of marketing agencies, is we want to work with the sales team. I want to talk to the department head of sales. I want to go through it, and I want to make sure that any issues that they have, any problems that they face, that we can overcome those with a marketing thing. I want to talk to their sales team. I want to make sure that the salespeople aren't having objections. What does their pitch look like? What does their presentation look like? If they're pitching on the phone, what's their script? How are they going about it? I want to go through all of that stuff with them to make sure that from our standpoint, what we're doing with marketing is impacting sales as much as possible. Because at the end of the day, we can show vanity metrics. I literally said this on a call with a potential customer that we're closing today. The impressions and links tracked and open rates and new traffic to the website, those are all cool. Those are vanity metrics. At the end of the day, what industrial companies really care about is, did you help us close more business? Did our revenue increase once we started working with you? And I feel like the only way for somebody to do that as an agency is we have to be integrated with sales and have those lines of communication open as much as possible. Not the best audio from Kyle Fuzzy.
That's what we were fumbling with.
Are you getting audio feedback from my computer? No, it's just fuzzy.
We can move the mic now, or we can do it during the break.
Do you want to take a break right now?
Let's do that.
We're going to take a quick break to fix this fuzzy audio. Thank you, Mitch, for letting us know that, and the team knew that well. So we'll take a quick break. Just throw up any bumper video. We'll be right back to fix this audio issue.
Motan's job is to deliver resin ready to mold or to extrude at the processing machine. That includes pneumatic conveying, the storage vessel, whether that's a silo, surge bin, bag, a drying system so that we properly dry the material so that it's ready for processing, into blending equipment if you want to add color or blend regrind to virgin. Motan equipment takes the resin from the back door of the plant and drops it when it's needed in the right condition at the throat of the machine. Our clients can range from small companies with 1 or 2 processing machines, molding machines or extruders, all the way up to huge multinational, multi-facility companies with literally thousands of molding machines. As opposed to the size of customer, it's the type of company that we like to work with. We like to work with customers that are future focused, that want to work hand in hand to solve challenges and improve their business. Each design for each customer is done exclusively for the needs of that customer and the unique processing challenges. I believe that we have the highest level of customer loyalty in the industry. 70% or more of our business every year is from repeat customers, customers that have done business with us in the past, that have our solutions installed and have been successful with that equipment. I would challenge anybody out there that hasn't worked with us in the past to put us to the test. Let us have a chance to come and consult you on your challenges.
So guys, we appreciate you sticking with us while we fix that audio issue. This is the type of stuff, like we've tested this. We did it numerous times. We were here Monday testing out all this equipment, making sure that our switches are working properly. But at the end of the day, you just got to kind of try it, right? If you're a perfectionist, you're never going to get there. I'm like, you know what, screw it. Let's go live. If we run into an issue, we'll deal with it. We appreciate you guys sticking with us throughout as we kind of show a little behind the scenes of how we make stuff work. So hopefully that works. Nick's saying that it's a little bit better. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you feel like the audio is better than it was when we started, or is it worse, or is it the same? Mitch, I really appreciate you joining the live. And dude, don't be shy. Just throw it out there. Audio sucks, man. Fix it. We appreciate you. All right, third question from Lara. What do we got, Lara?
Okay, someone says, I have prospects that showed a lot of interest in working with my company, but now they're ghosting me. What did I do wrong?
The classic ghosting. I feel like anybody watching this in industrial, I mean, really in any industry, you can relate to this, right? You're talking to somebody and they're like, yeah, we're good to go. Greta says audio is better. Thank you, Greta. We're good to go. We want to do something with you guys. We love what you have to say. And then you follow up 3 days, 5 days, 12 days later, and they're like, nope, they're not going to respond to you, and they start ghosting you. And that's been a month or 2 months, and you're still following up, and you're running into those issues. That is a common problem. So how do you overcome that? I mean, really, at the end of the day, you can do as much as you can in the beginning to try and make sure that they are hot to trot.
Our audio dropped out.
My audio dropped out?
All the audio dropped out apparently.
But video is good?
Yeah, video's good. Still going.
Mitch says better. Kyle's a bit low on volume in comparison to Laura instead of Lara.
Okay. How about now? We're back.
We're back. Are we live? Any audio? Is your speaker on, Lara?
I even checked on
Jessica said we can still hear you. So they could still hear us. All right. Well, we're going to jump back into it since it's still rolling. So Jessica says we can still hear you, so we're good to go. All right. So if people are ghosting you, what you could do is, I would say maybe you didn't ask all the questions that you needed to ask. Yeah, Jessica says we're all is good. We hear everyone. Maybe you didn't ask the questions that you need to ask in the upfront. Like, did you ask them, what point are you guys looking to make a transition? What point are you looking to make a decision on whatever it is, whether it's a SaaS product, whether it is transferring business, machining, injection molding, whatever it is. Did you ask them that question? Because you want to understand the timeline. Because if they're like, yeah, we're just looking around, really for us to make decisions 3, 4, 5 months out, that you want to go into it knowing that you're not, if you follow up a week later, they're not going to respond to you. They already told you the timeline of when they are going to make the decision. If they say that their decision was in the next 30 days, did you do a good enough job providing enough value? Now, I will say that sometimes people just aren't being followed up on, right? Like you can follow up with them and they're just like, yeah, I see it, but they're not responding to you because they don't really have a need. They don't have a question. They don't have an update. And you would hope that most people would be like, hey, thanks for following up. I don't have any updates right now, but give me a week or so and I'll get back to you. You'd hope people would do that. Most of the time they don't though. So you want to keep on going about it, but unless you understand the timeline, you might not know, like if you didn't ask that question, you don't know how frequently you should follow up. So you have to ask that question in the initial conversation. You have to ask them, what is the timeline for them to make a decision for whatever it is? But did you provide enough value in your presentation, in your conversation with them to gain their interest? Let's say they're talking to 3 other shops, 4 other shops, they're talking to 2 other companies. Do you feel like you've provided enough value? And how do you provide value? You have to ask questions to make sure you understand their problem and then offer a solution. Explain why your solution is better than the competition solution. Explain why you guys are better as a supplier or as a company to them. And then on that first call, you need to set the expectations of the follow-up. So you need to ask a question like, hey, I appreciate you taking the time with me. One last question that I have is, when is it that you guys are going to be making a decision? Or what's a time frame on this? Is this something you're looking to make a change in the next 1 to 2 months? Or is this something that is 3 to 4 months out, 6 months plus? Let them respond to that answer. Okay, perfect. Thank you for providing me with that information. I want to set the follow-up now. So what does your schedule look like if we have a quick 15-minute call in a week or in 2 weeks? Do that. Set them the next meeting, set the next expectations while you're on the first call. Get them to look at their calendar. You've got your calendar up, and then send them the invitation while you're on the call or shortly after the call to make sure. And you may say, oh, what if they accepted it, but then they ghost you? At least it's on their calendar. At least they know that you're trying. You're building enough value to set that expectation. So if somebody says to us, hey, we're going to reach out to you a week. Okay, if I send you a follow-up email or give you a call in a week, or if I don't hear from you in a week, are you okay if I follow up with you in 10 days from there? Let them know that you're already going to be pounding them. I understand that your time is like, you got a lot of things on your plate. You're super busy as a whatever position, but I just don't want to keep following up and bugging you. Put it on yourself. I don't want to keep following up and bugging you and annoying you if you're not ready to make a decision or if you're not ready to move to the next step. So set all of that in the first meeting. A lot of times people don't do that, and they just like, okay, thanks. Well, we'll look for an email from you, or I'll follow up with you in a couple of weeks, and they do that and nothing happens. So make sure that you're asking the questions, setting the follow-up in the first conversation to lock them in as much as possible. Is that all the questions we have lined up?
Questioned, yeah.
Yep. So that's all the 3 questions. Now we're going to go to the comment section. Lara will throw them up, all the comments, including the fumbling of audio. We apologize for that. But ain't no big deal. We're not going to sweat it because who cares, right? Like, you guys are still here, hopefully. If not, this is going to make good for some bloopers.
All right. Ken says, hello from the Mosey's Production Machinists Incorporated team, and Ken Lavin from Anaheim, California.
What's up, Ken? We appreciate you joining and your team. Love machinists. For those of you that don't know, my dad is a retired machinist. I grew up around the machine shop, so I know a little bit about it.
Greta was watching. She said our audio got better.
Good, Greta.
So did
Greta
Shannon.
Shannon says it's better. What's up, Shannon? We appreciate you.
And there's also Jessica watching. She confirmed our audio was good.
All right, Jessica. Jessica's awesome. She's joined a lot of our lives. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section now, because we're about to wrap this thing up and move on. I've got to shoot, 3 more videos right after this for our website services pages. We've got a full list of things that we have to shoot content for. So as you guys know, we are an industrial marketing agency. We have a lot of clients. Some of our clients are extremely big. We do a lot of things. We make over 500 videos a year. We do over probably 400 articles a year. So we're busy as a marketing agency, and I'm taking time out to provide you guys with as much free content to help you out if you are currently using a different marketing agency, or if you guys are just going about it on your own. Any experience or industry expertise that I have, I try and share it out there. And we squeeze these shows in with meetings and appointments back to back around it. So sometimes stuff gets fumbled. Sometimes we got to cut things short, and that's just the nature of the beast. Lara's got a question now.
Jessica says, how often do you find companies who don't have salespeople? I have found there are many machine shops who don't have salespeople. What do you like or don't like about that when you're working with these salespeople list companies?
Salespeople list companies. I would agree, Jessica, that not just in machining, that is common. We've come across a lot of companies that don't have salespeople. They either rely strictly on their marketing activities to bring people in. They maybe have a inside sales coordinator or marketing coordinator, or they're just relying on referral business of people that have heard them before or repeat business from existing customers. I would say that it depends on the specific situation to have a salespeople list company. To say whether or not I would agree with that or disagree with that, I think that it depends the speed you want to move, right? If you want to move quickly, you need to have marketing and sales together, pushing as hard as possible at the same time. Marketing's there to support sales, bring in opportunities, marketing qualified leads to bring them to the salespeople, for them to qualify them and move them on in the process. Now, if you're not looking to grow and looking to make exponential changes to your company from a revenue standpoint, then it could be okay to not have salespeople. But I would think that you at least need one, like if marketing sends information or pushes out there, or there's forms on the website, where does that content go, right? If somebody wants to talk to somebody, who's the person that they talk to? You don't want it to always be the director of engineering, director of operations. You want to try and have one point person that can field those initial questions. So I'd say at least an inside sales or marketing coordinator to be that person that can answer those questions or bring in those forms or say, hey guys, here's some opportunities we have, and kind of be the quarterback internally to get quotes done and stuff like that. I would think at least having a single person, it doesn't have to be some high paid person, some middle level marketing coordinator can do the trick, but you got to have somebody. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to get opportunities and you're going to miss them because the people that most likely are taking care of them are busy doing other things. So, but from a manufacturing standpoint, because I've been there, a manufacturing company, they take a risk when it comes to salespeople, like really any business does, but especially people in industrial, like they're paying somebody 40, 60, 80, $100,000 a year, they might suck. And if they suck, they're out the money, but more importantly, they're out the time. You bring a new salesperson in, you train them for 1 to 3, 4 months before you really expect them to make a significant impact. Then it comes on to it and you're like, well, this person sucks, we need to get them out. Now you just lost time, which time is more important than money because it keeps on going and you can't go back and get more of it, right? It's just the static thing that's always constant. So you've lost time, you can't rewind and do it over, therefore you've lost opportunities. So like manufacturing people are hesitant to hire a lot of salespeople because of that. They don't want to make a mistake. But I'd say the rule of thumb should be bring a salesperson in, get them trained as much as possible, see if they could do it. If they can't do it, get them out and move on. But yeah, salespeople as companies, sometimes it works, sometimes it sucks. That's it. So that, guys, we appreciate you joining the live and sticking with us. Jessica, I appreciate those comments. And as always, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, please. It helps us out. These comments are the fuel that keep us going. Ask any questions that you have. Send them over to askkyle@mfgtribe.com. As always, we go live twice a week. Mondays is typically Q&A. Wednesdays is all about technical sales or industrial marketing. And subscribe, turn on notifications. Go to the podcast. We need to get our podcast numbers up. All of our content goes to the podcast. So if you guys want to listen to this while you're driving or listen to it while you're doing other things, do that. Go to the podcast. It's on Apple, Spotify, everywhere. It's Technical Sales and Marketing with me. Check it out. All this content goes over there and it helps us out. And leave us some reviews and comments because it really helps us keep pushing for more content. So as always, guys, we will see you on the next one.